Good afternoon, everybody. Let's get some light on the subject here. Get a little bit closer. All right. Lesson learned. Yeah, just had my Blue Marsh camping video on and learned a lesson with my tree stove. If you watch that, you'll notice that the grill, the tree stove itself, that's this sucker here, where I hooked it up to a tree and made my hot water. That the top, I don't believe I did that. Hang on. Okay. That the top wires that go across were melting. Here's, for instance, what they're doing. See how they're melting in the middle? So what I did was took apart my Sterno stove. Oh well. Try that again. There we go. Sterno stove. As you can see, it's just thin aluminum, but it has a good steel backing to it. So I took it apart, which gave me two nice pieces of aluminum and the grate from it. Now I've already cooked on these with a very hot Trangia stove, and as you can see, they're not bent. They're not bent at all. So these are going to go in the place of those little crossovers that I have removed. I'm going to aim you down at this thing, so stand by. Okay, back at you. Again, there's the little grill that went across the top of the Sterno stove. That's going to go in the place of those little bars that I just cut off. I guess you can say I hit it lucky because these bars from side to side are the exact same length as the bars I'm going to replace it with, right there. It's exact. I cut them off. They fit perfect, just like that. So I'm going to braise them in place. Now braising is quite hot. You're talking thousands of degrees compared to a couple hundred for cooking. So this is going to be a much sturdier platform, a couple ounces more, but to me it's worth it because I'm going to have a stronger platform to put my stuff on and it's not going to melt. I'll be back when I get going on this. Let me show you how I cut these things off. The old Dremel tool. It's that simple. Now, as you can see, all the middle bars are missing, and these are going to replace them. I'm taking away 5, real cute, and replacing them with 6 cross members. So let me get this set up. I got the propane and braising going, acetylene. I will bring you back. All right, before I go any further, I want to show you something else here. I have one of those expensive stoves that you buy online. You put together with all these long poles. I'm going to show it to here in a second. There it is. Put it together with all these long poles. You got to set each pole into each one of these holes. Oops. Got to set a pole into one of these rods into each one of these holes. Then you got to put it in this side. Then you got to screw these things together. Then you got to put the legs on. Well, my grandson and I decided that it's really not worth it. But I figured maybe I can use the rods that go across. Well, these rods and these rods are virtually the same thing. This is supposed to be stainless. I don't think this is stainless, but you don't know. But they're the same diameter. I was not going to take a chance on using the same exact diameter to replace them, having to cut these to fit, and as you can see how long they are, to fit on there and wind up with the same thing. So I voted against these. I'll leave that table whole. And I'll go with my Sterno stovetop. Now this helped me in one other thing. The ends of the Sterno, where those came out of, right here, this happens to fit perfect on the side of it to act as the windscreen I was talking about while camping. Take this off so you can see the other side. It fits perfect. It fits as a windscreen. It's going to do exactly, it's going to do exactly what I want it to do on the tree, and that is prevent the wind from blowing in at my burner. So I wound up with 2 windscreens. Very nice. Okay, what I'm in the process of doing now is the little bumps that are on the end of here where the poles, where they were cut off, right there. I'm taking my Dremel and smooth them out. That also gives me an area where the brazing will give me an area that I will have more surface with raw metal to braze to. What I'm going to do now after I get those removed is I will clamp this to this with a clamp until I get one side brazed. Once that's done, I will be able to do the other side without having to hold it. I think it might bend up. Heat does tend to curl things. If I got to clamp both sides, so what? I'll be back. Give you a quick fast shot of how I do this. Okay, and since that's so boring, I'll be back. Well, boy, talk about getting lucky. I walked over to my supply, and I have these 2 little wire ties. They're little U-bolts, and they're made as cable ties, and they are going to hold this on here for me without having to use a C-clamp exactly where I want it on this side, so I can weld or braze on the other side, and it'll come out pretty nice, I hope. Stand by. Okay, going to give you a real quick lesson, a little bit of brazing. First we got to get it cooking here. Acetylene's on first, oxygen next, till we come down to a nice little hot flame. And that happens to me a lot. There's the flame. That's what I'm going to be using. Right there. A little hard to see. Brazing rod with flux already on it. That was one section, and it's going to be too hot to touch for a while. But as you can see, this section's sticking up a little bit, so I will be using the clamp to hold that down when I braze it. This side's already done. As soon as it cools down, I'll take that clamp off of there. Now you can't see it. There we go. There's the other side. This side's a little on the hot side yet. I've already brazed here and here. Once I get this one done, I might go back and make it a little bit stronger so they don't break off. But you gotta get both the attachment side and the piece side glowing red. The brazing with the flux already on it. Then you melt it into that red hot, and when you stop, that's it. One's connected to the other. I'll be back. All right, it's finished. Of course, this, you remember, will be the table for the burner underneath. Right now, it can still be used as a grill. All the points are brazed in place. The tabletop is good and strong now. And I have what's left of my Sterno stove to act as the windscreens when it's up on the tree. So that's it. That's the whole thing. It's back the way it was, just about, with the repaired top on it. A lot stronger. I can't wait to try it out again. See what happens when I put all that high heat on there. All right, that's it for now. Stand by. Okay, folks, that's all for today. Quick lesson, couple minutes. Showed you how I repair my stuff. A really big monkey, again, tagging you on this thing. Let you see what I did to correct it. But that's it. Stay strong, patient, and trust your journey. Thank you. Bye.